What up, though? I'm Cedric Sutton. This is Balance of Power. You came here to learn, so let's get it in. Today's lesson, opening a woman's door. Now, I know you know the mechanics of opening a door. I mean, hopefully. If y'all don't know, then what the hell? Now, this is opening a car door, opening doors into buildings, what have you. You should be opening your lady's door. So, needless to say, this is a video for the gentlemen to teach them what to do and how to operate with you ladies. Now, ladies, you can listen. You can listen in. You can also sit back, take notes. But I'm going to be talking to the dudes, which means I'm going to be saying certain things in certain ways that you might not like how it sounds. But don't trip. Number one, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. You get to listen, but you got to let me talk to my dudes how I need to talk to my dudes. I need to talk to the men in ways that, same with you, it's going to hit their ears in a specific way so you get the results that you need, ladies. So, ladies, don't trip. Just listen. Now, let's get into this. Bang, bang. I've gotten this question a few times recently of like, oh, I see you opening doors for girls and they don't get upset, and how does that work? And I don't understand. Like, I tried to open the door for my girlfriend and she got mad at. I'm basically teaching you how to make your gentlemanly thing that you should be doing happen in this day and age where women be tripping about men opening doors, which is dumb. It makes no sense, but we're going to address that too. All right? Now, this is all done with some presuppositions, gentlemen. The presupposition that, one, you're a gentleman, as you should be. It makes you different, it makes you rare, and therefore it makes you more desirable to women and separates you from one of the reasons why this channel exists at all, which is the proliferation of bitch-ass mother... A lot of bitch-ass dudes running around right now, and you, being a gentleman, makes you different and good. Also, not just that it's who you are, but it should be habit. It should be muscle memory. This should be something that you do. Now, if you've gotten out of the practice of opening the door for your lady, probably because she's been all up in your ear telling you not to, and you've fallen into it. You gave in. You're not supposed to, but you did. Now's your chance to get back in the saddle, get back in the habit, get back to you being you, doing what you're supposed to do, doing your job. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Why is this a problem? Well, many reasons. You already know. Society, feminism, Hansel.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
These things are telling your girl, telling your lady to not accept men opening doors for her. Makes no sense. It's one of the dumbest things ever. But hey, we are here. So these are the 3 steps that you need in order to get it done. Now, with these 3 steps, it's not going to be simple. Why? Because it's going to require a lot of talking to your lady. And so therefore, steps 1 and 2, pretty quick. Step 3, not so much. You'll see what I mean. Step 1, tell her it's the rule from the beginning. Set that precedent early and do it every time.
Every time.
Yes, every time. When you're training and teaching people how you operate or what you like or what you want, or you're trying to make a new thing happen, you need consistency. And you can't ever fall off. She can't think that you're a punk, which that's exactly what she will think. If you say this is a rule and you say this is important, blah, 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 you do all the steps, but then you don't keep it up, she's just going to think you're a dude that talks and that you don't actually follow through with anything. And that will make the situation worse than had you never started this at all. The worst thing that she could think that you are, gentlemen, one of the worst. She could think all kinds of crazy negative things about you, but she can never, ever think that you are weak. Nah, that's a thing. That's our currency as men. And that's exactly what she will think if you fall off on making this a rule. So, there will be some exceptions we will talk about later, but for the most part, every damn time, this needs to be the rule that you go with. Which is why it has to be who you are. It's gotta be muscle memory. It's gotta be something in there. And again, if you got out of the practice, get in the practice, but make sure you are consistent with that, okay? Step 2 is similar to step 1. It's no deviation, meaning there will be some exceptions, but don't deviate from it. There's one thing of like breaking the rule outright, of her being like, no, I'm not going to let you open my door. And we'll get into, obviously, how to go around that. That's the whole point of this video. But no deviations means that there's very few exceptions. There's times in which you might want to, even yourself, not do it, or it's inconvenient. It's something that you're like, I ain't got time for this. Like, I'll give you an example of an exception, but for the most part, don't deviate from it. Don't let her be like, oh, we don't have to do it now, or there might be times in which she feels that maybe we did that in the beginning of the relationship and we don't have to do it now. Like, I'm too old for that, you're too old for that, or like, nah, there is no age limit on this. Maybe if you're in a wheelchair and you're in a walker, even if you're in a wheelchair, homie, better roll your ass around the corner and open the door for your lady. Shoot, y'all don't get no excuses either. So this is what I mean, like, no deviation. Don't let no excuses throw you off. But let me give you an example of an exception that would be acceptable, okay? Let's say you're going to the grocery store with your lady. You can't find any parking immediately, so you pull up to the front. You let her get out of the car so she can get into the store while you are in the car, and you go park the car, and then you're going to meet her inside. At that point, because there's a line of cars and you're about to meet her, and the whole point is for her to get out quick and get in the store. It's Thanksgiving the next day and you got to do stuff. That's a situation where you might have the exception of it would be way too much and way too crazy for you to stop the car, get out, go around, open the door, all for her to. Even in that situation, I've still done it, but that's an acceptable thing. It's not something that will become habitual. Know what I mean? So then you park the car and whatever. So that's an example of an exception to that rule. And by the way, this is not just car doors. This is doors to offices, doors. Your woman should have a door opened for her, okay? Step 3, explain why. Now, step 3 is the longest step. And you already know, because we about to talk. We about to talk to our lady. Again, ladies, we love talking to you, but we don't like talking. Yes. So, gentlemen, I get it. You're like, I gotta talk. We don't like that shit. Yes, we're about to talk. So, this is gonna take the longest. There are several pieces to this, and I'm gonna lay it out. So, gentlemen, this is where you need to take notes. We're gonna put it up on the screen for you so you can write this down, because this is gonna be some stuff. You're gonna need to practice this. This is, like I said, this is a class. I'm giving it to you, but you gotta go out in the world and go do this, alright? So write this down or come back and watch this video again. So these are the phases of explaining. Yes, there's phases. You already know how it goes when you try to talk to your lady. Does it go smooth? Is it easy? Is it quick? Sometimes. But really though, is it? So yes, there's phases. I'm not going to leave you out to dry. I'm going to help you through each of these phases. So here you go. So phase 1, your initial response. Phase 2, her rebuttal. Phase 3, your counter. Phase 4, the physical moves. Phase 5, the follow-up. So this is if she gives you any pushback to you opening her door. If there's any issue, any problem, anything where you start doing this, you're trying to, do the muscle memory, do consistent or blah, 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 and she comes back with some kind of response as to this is a problem, blah, 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 blah. And you got to explain why you're doing it, why it's a rule. Okay? So phase 1, your initial response. You're going to respond with 3 things. A, who you are. B, who she is. And C, it's the rule. Examples. A, who you are. I'm a man. B, who she is. You're a woman. You my woman. And C, the rule. Baby, it's the rule. Simple, right? Kinda. Probably the most simple part. But that's literally how you should say it. Anything she's like, well, I don't want you, like, why are you opening my door, blah, 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 blah. Your response is, I'm a man, you're a woman, you my woman, and it's the rule. Have that look on your face, gentlemen. If you aren't watching, if you're cooking or doing something while you watch during this part right here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it again. I'm a man, you're a woman, you're my woman, and it's the rule. Look confused as to why she even has a problem with this. Even if you've had the conversation before and she's told you, I don't like it when men open my... Look at her like she crazy. And I'm starting to get into a little bit of the next phase. But that's key. Now, why are you doing this? I could just speed past and not explain why, because you're a man and you'll just follow anyway. But I will break this down a little bit for those of you who also need to know why, and you want to know why, and you also want to learn a little more deeper. It's one of our longer videos, so let's run it. So who are you? You first lay out who you are, meaning I'm a man. Sometimes you got to remind her. Same with who she is. You're a woman. Sadly, especially in the Western world meaning any place that really speaks English, America, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, you know what I'm saying? You got to remind ladies that they're ladies. Lots of reasons as to why they forgot. And you got to let her know this rule. Now I'm setting you up for the next phase. For the second phase is her rebuttal. Now during her rebuttal, she can only really argue against one of those things. She can't argue against you being a man, and she can't really argue against it being a rule. Maybe she has a half argument there, but the thing she's really going to argue about is her being a woman. It's the B section. A, you being a man, she's not going to argue with that, and if she does, be like, well, you ain't really a man. That's a problem on itself. That's a different video. I'm sorry if you're there. You could skip the rest of this, and we could try to help you out in another way. I'm sorry, if your woman is telling you that you ain't a man, woo, that's a heavy bad thing. That's a heavy bad thing. That's not good. Not good. But she might be able to argue against it being a rule. She might say something to the effect of, it's some old-fashioned rule. That's some archaic dinosaur thing. She might run with that. Easy fix with that is for you to not just say that, yeah, it's an old-fashioned rule, but it's also my rule. Use society's fascination and, what's the real word? Not fascination, obsession. Society currently has an obsession with it being my truth, my rule, this is how I want to live my life. Use it. Use it to your advantage. Be like, this is how I operate. Regardless of if it's some archaic whatever, this is what I do. This is how I get down. This is what it is being in a relationship with me. You've heard me say it in other videos. Nah, for me, nah, you with me, we opening doors. Now again, this, even hearing that, some of you dudes right now are probably tripping like, I'm arguing about giving her something positive. Why is this even a beef? I know. It's dumb. It's stupid. But we're gonna get to that, which is part of the reason why I said, look crazy when you said the first phase, alright? So that should take care of anything really about the whole rule thing. So number one, she can't argue about you being a man. She can't really argue that it's a rule. She's gonna really be arguing on her being a woman. Because she's not gonna argue that she's not a woman, and if she does, again, that's a different problem. She's going to argue on what it means to be a woman. And she's going to probably respond in her rebuttal phase with one of these. She's going to respond with either a boastful statement, a less than statement, or she's going to respond with a feminist statement. An example of a boastful statement would be something to the effect of, I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man to open my door. I could do it myself. I could do this. I could do anything you could do because I get my money. I do this. I'm a boss. I'm a CEO. What, you think I can't open the door? Something like that. An example of a less than statement is something like, well, you're really making me feel like you think that I can't open the door myself. Like, you're making it seem like I am less than you, that you're above me, that you have, like, the patriarchy has made you think that I, as a woman, am not supposed to open doors because I'm oppressed. Something weird like that. I know, ladies, I'm sorry. I'm making fun of you. It's all in jest, okay? Do I understand that you have your feelings? Yes. But if you just keep listening, as I talk to the dudes, you will see there's really no reason for you to have these. Because he's doing these things because he's trying to give you something good, something nice, something that should be his job. You should want it to be his job. And we're going to see more of that as we continue. A feminist statement is more along the lines of nefarious, meaning she thinks that you are doing something intentionally trying to harm her. Yes, that is the state of feminism in 2023. It's something to the effect of, you're just trying to control me. You're doing this because you're trying to make me beneath you. You think that I'm less than, like, she'll add all the other two, but then say it's an intentional thing for you to make her subservient to you, that you're trying to control her, you're trying to take away her agency, something where you've just become like a supervillain, and you opening the door is some way that you are participating in this grand scheme by men to stop her as a woman, to prevent her from all her power as a girl. She a girl boss. She don't need you to open no door. How dare you, you mother dirty man. Sad. I know. If you're not from the United States, if you're not a part of the Western world and this whole thing is weird to you, or if you're from the old school, you're like, what? That's not how. Yes. For my older viewers right now, that's what it's like in these streets. You can't open doors without girls acting like you're a horrible person for doing something good. Straight Twilight Zone, but we gonna get on to how we fix that. So we've had the initial problem. We'd have phase one, where it's your initial response to the problem. We've had phase two, where it's her rebuttal to your response. Now we've got phase three, which is your counter. Now this is the juice. This is where it really comes together. This is where a lot of the magic happens. Alright, so take these notes. So the first step in the counter, let her talk. Listen to her. But while you're listening to her, have a look on your face like she crazy. You gotta make her think and feel that you think she crazy. Yes, ladies, I know. Ladies, I know. Don't trip. I don't want to be crazy. I'm entitled to my feelings. I know you're entitled to your feelings. I know this. And they know this. All the men know this. It's not like we don't think you're entitled to your feelings. Let me talk to my dudes how I need to talk to my dudes, okay? Just wait till the end if you want to hate me. At the end, if you still hate me, run it. Just put a thumbs down on the video. But at the end, I doubt you're going to hate me. All right. Now, gentlemen, yeah, look at her like she's crazy. And back to talking to you. You need to, because it's some crazy stuff. There's statements that mean nothing. Especially if it's the feminist statement. You ain't nefarious. You ain't the freaking kingpin up in here like trying to puppet and manipulate and do all kinds of stuff. And even if you are trying to manipulate her in this way of controlling her and pushing buttons, it's to give her something good. It's to be like, yo, lady, I'm working for you. So this is crazy. I have said to you in other videos to not show your annoyance. This is the opposite. Show your annoyance. Show that you think this is the dumbest shit that's ever come out of her mouth. Why are you arguing with me opening your door? I'm a basic butler right now and you tripping? Really? Show it all. So while she's talking, just be like, look like you smell doo-doo. Seriously, just be like, as she's like, no, because I'm an independent woman and you're trying to control me. And look annoyed. Look annoyed. But let her finish. Don't interrupt her. And she might be like, and see, look at you. You just look all kinds of upset. Blah, blah, blah. What? You want to say something? Want to say something? At that point, just say something to the effect of, no, I'll let you finish. When you finish, I'll respond. So you let her talk, look annoyed. Look like she crazy. You need to, because this situation right here, you're associating with her not wanting you to open the door. You're doing a mental connection between crazy. Her not wanting you to open the door, crazy. Her not wanting, you're connecting these two things. Pavlovian response. You're basically telling her, in her brain, this will get me thinking you're crazy. She don't like, women hate it. Even in these videos where I talk, women do not like being made to feel crazy. So you're associating her doing this with a negative feeling. It's important. You do not want her to shut down the very thing that will make her happy. Because weirdly, gentlemen, and you already know this, or if you don't, you gonna know for the first time. Women have a tendency to stop you from giving them the thing that they want. Makes no damn sense, but that's why a lot of y'all get caught up. Because they will tell you what they want, but it will be the opposite of what they actually want. It'll be the opposite of what they actually need. It'll be the opposite of what will actually make them happy. So you cannot, as I've said before, make a woman happy by giving her everything even everything she says she wants, let alone everything she actually wants, but you got to give her what she needs. She needs for you to open the door. She need it, you need it, we're going to keep it moving, all right? So, yes, you're connecting her saying these things with negative feeling of you looking at her like she crazy, because it is. You're welcome. One of the few times as a dude we're in a conversation, you get to actually show how you feel for real though. Now, the next thing you're going to do after she's done and you're going to talk, you could even say this statement, and this is again is a training thing, something that I do and I'm teaching. You can say the phrase of, "You done? You finished? Okay." Basically, letting her know that you heard everything, but now everything's going to get shut down and you're about to tell her how it really goes. Because again, you're leading, you're running this, right? And we can get into why that works mentally some other time. I've already gone too deep into these things in this video. We're trying to stick to this. Let's keep it moving. You need to now talk sweet. What? You just told me to be annoyed. Yeah. Show annoyance on your face while she's talking. But when it's your turn to talk, when it's your turn to show her something, then, now that she's done with her craziness, then you show her the sweetness. She needs to think and feel the truth, which is you're doing something sweet and nice for her. You're giving her something. So every time it's you being the giver, show sweetness. If you're receiving, show pain, annoyance, crazy. Because then she will associate all of these negative things she's giving you as the truth of what they are. They're negative things. You're training her to see the truth, which is her tripping and acting like you are a villain because you're opening a door is crazy. And that you're giving her something is you being sweet, is you being nice. You're training her with your tone, you're training her with your face, you're training her with your presence and your energy. So be sweet, be nice, be smooth. Because again, gentlemen, you can get what you want by not tripping. So don't trip. Alright? So everything you say next, say sweet, say nice, say smooth. Okay? And also, say a matter of fact. It should be a combination of sweet, nice, and just matter of fact, like this is the way it is. So I'm going to give you the phrases that you need to say to combat all that extra stuff. Alright? No one's trying to be your enemy. I never said that you were less than. I never said that you were oppressed. I'm not trying to do that. Nobody's trying to oppress you right now. So again, say it sweet, say it nice, say it matter of fact. Women need to constantly be reminded that you are not the enemy. Right now in 2023, it's a thing. You gotta say, hell, even probably 50, 100 years ago, you still gotta tell a lady, yo, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not your enemy. We are on the same side. It's a constant thing that you have to do all the time, gentlemen. Say to her, now, this is me giving you something good. I know you might be thinking negative things because of other men or other stories you might have heard, but that has nothing to do with me. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm not trying to defend all men, but I'm talking about myself. Girl, I'm doing this because I love you, because I care about you. And even if I didn't love or care about you, even if I didn't know you, you're a woman. It's something I want to do. I'm trained to do. I'm a gentleman. I should be doing this for you simply because you're a woman. Why would I not? So, gentlemen, those responses will take care of a lot of everything in terms of her responding based on a less than statement, or if she responded with any kind of boastful, I'm a woman, I don't need you, blah, 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 blah. All of those statements of reminding her that you're not her enemy, letting her know that you're doing something good and positive, and that has nothing to do with you in terms of, you know, she might see stories or hear things about other men, but that's other dudes. That's not you. You're here because you want to be. You're doing this because you love her, you care about her, and it's who you're supposed to be. It's who you are. It's a part of who you are. So those statements that I already gave you, that should fix a lot of that first part. But if you got a lady who's doing the feminist responses and she says something to the effect of like, you trying to control me and you make me think that I can't open my own door, ugh, like who are you? Then you got to hit them with a little bit harsher response. Again, don't be harsh. At most, look annoyed and look like she crazy. Like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense. Your face should explain the illogic of her argument. That if I'm trying to go against you, why would I be with you? If I looked at you as an enemy, why would we be together? Because that's, ladies, the reality of the situation. If I was just trying to take you out, like as a sniper takes a person out, like if I'm trying to take you down, if I'm not here to help you, uplift you, make your life better, then why would I be with you? Why would we be together? Why would another woman not be in your place? Because that's what we're doing. We're doing things for you. This is us expending energy to give you something. This is me, gentlemen. I'm telling your ladies right now, since they're sitting here listening with you, and if they're not, then maybe they're ladies who are watching this on their own. And the more ladies who hear this situation and how it's actually going down, from me, the less you'll have to do with it in these streets. So, bang, bang, there you go. You're welcome. If you have someone that's pushing a little harder, you can hit them a little harder with your words. So, if she says something to the effect of, you make me think or feel like I can't open my own door, this is something I've used probably the most because I've heard that statement the most. That response has been the biggest one is, you make me think like I can't open, like you think I can't open my own door, like you make me feel like I can't do it. My response is this. Again, I say a matter of fact, I try to say it sweetly, but on my face I show that it's dumb. So I say this. Duh, girl. What you think? I thought you all of a sudden forgot how to use your hands? I know you know how to open your own door. It has nothing to do with whether you can. It's whether you should have to. You with me, you don't have to open doors. You're not going to because I'm going to open it for you. But it's not about can you. I know you know how to use this thing. It's about should you have to. And you shouldn't have to. You with me, it's not something you should have to do. So see, you're still smooth. You're still nice, you're still sweet, but you're reminding her of the stupidity, the ridiculousness, the craziness of that statement, because that is the thing that comes out of women's mouths is you make me think that I can't open, and you have to hit them with the reality of, did you think we think you don't know how to use handles anymore? Like you forgot how to use these things, like for real though? Word? Silver bullet. She comes at you with a feminist statement, and you say something to the effect of this. So you think I'm trying to control you? Yes? You're responding with questions, gentlemen. So you think I'm trying to control you? That this is about control and me trying to be above you? That's really what you think? Yes! Okay. Who was the woman who was on the throne for the longest time in UK? Now, you already know the answer to this, gentlemen. You're asking the question because you're getting her to participate in the conversation. You'd be like, so what was her name? She was on the throne in United Kingdom, like, and then she'll say, oh, Queen Elizabeth? Be like, yeah, Queen Elizabeth. Did Queen Elizabeth ever open her own door? No. Now, do it exactly like that, gentlemen. Ask the question, did Queen Elizabeth ever open her own door? Wait a second to a second and a half. Pause. As she's thinking about it, then you answer it for her and say no. So I'm going to do that again. Did Queen Elizabeth ever open her own door? No, she didn't. Just like that, gentlemen. Practice it because the timing helps. You want her on her own to think, oh my gosh, she probably didn't open her own door. And then you respond with, no, she didn't. And then you continue. Did Queen Elizabeth ever open her own door? No, she didn't. And why is that? She got people for that. Because she's a queen. Queens don't open their own doors. Queens have people open doors for them, throw rose petals in front of them, open up food for them, open up. They don't lift a finger. That's what queens do. Now, it's weird that for some reason I'm giving you this, something that queens get, and you think it's something nefarious. I thought you wanted to be a queen. I thought you liked it when I called you my queen. I thought you liked it when you called Oprah queen, you called Beyonce queen. I thought you was queen. Is this not who you want to be? Is this not who you are? Is this not something that you should want me to do for you? Is queenly acts? Now, gentlemen, as you're asking these questions, these are rhetorical questions. Just keep talking, keep flowing. Hopefully, she will not interrupt. And if she does interrupt, well, yeah, just keep talking, gentlemen. Is this not, don't you want to be queen? Don't you and your friends and girl, hey, what's up, queen? You guys talk to each other like that, yes? So why, when I'm giving you queenly actions, when I'm giving you queenly treatment, are you thinking that it's something nefarious for me? If queens don't open their own doors, why should you? I see you as my queen. I'm trying to treat you as my queen. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to treat you as my queen. So if you think it's some other kind of thing, that's other dudes. You're basically making me pay for your baggage from some other situation. And if you got issue with that, baby, I'm sorry. But honestly, it makes no sense. I'm giving you queenly treatment. If Queen Elizabeth never opened her own door, why should you? You have just melted her brain, gentlemen. And ladies, when you hear that, you're like, oh, snap. Oh, my gosh, she's right. Like, queens don't open their own door. So, because it's the truth. If a queen doesn't open her own door and you're doing this for, like, why? It's an illogical thing for you to hate a man doing something for you like this, ladies. It just really is. Now, I'm going to say some other statements real quick, gentlemen, that you can also throw in there. That number one, it's tradition. Not all tradition is bad. Number two, it shows that you care for her enough to do something that you don't have to do. So throw those in there if you like. You got to remind them that I'm not against you. So say, literally, no one said that I'm oppressing you, or no one's trying to do that. No one's trying to be your enemy. I'm not trying to give you anything negative. I'm giving you good things, okay? This is me doing something positive and good for you. That is what's in my heart. That is why I want to do it. I'm not doing this to hurt you or control you or anything like that. Now, gentlemen, you should slip in here at some point these words. However you want to say these words, you can say it. But something to the effect of letting her know that this has nothing to do with you. Because honestly, she ain't tripping because it's you. She's tripping because it's society. She's tripping because it's programming. Current programming, societal programming is telling women, see this positive thing as a negative thing. See this positive. It has nothing to do with you. So remind her of that. So that was the counter phase. Now, the physical movement phase. For the physical movement, I'm just going to tell you a story of what actually happened to me so you can get the physical movements down. Alright? So I'm going to go really quick through the beginning parts and you're going to see what I did in the physical movements. Cool? Cool. I was out somewhere with a woman and we were coming up to the car. Now, I'm about to reach for the door. She reaches really quick, opens the door, and jumps in and slams the door because she's trying to test me. Because that's what they do. They're going to test. They're going to see if you about that life. They're going to see if you a punk. They're giving you a strength test. You say this, but can you follow through? Which is why I say consistency is important, gentlemen. So I'm knocking on the window. I'm like doing this motion, telling her to get out of the car. She won't. I knock once. That's all. Then I get in the car, and she's like, so let's go. And I'm like, nope. We need to do that again. You messed up. You broke the rule. And I say it just that sweet, just that smooth. I'm not tripping. And she's like, what do you mean? This is stupid. Like, no. I'm like, all right. I guess we ain't going nowhere. No, then we're going to be late. I guess we're going to be late then, because we need to do this again. This did not happen the right way, so we need to make sure you know how to do it the right way. Oh my gosh, like this is, like we're going to lose money? I guess we're losing money then. Or we could try this again. And I can open your door like how I'm supposed to open your door, and you'll wait like how you're supposed to wait. So, come on, let's try it. No! Alright. And I just sat there, folded my arms and sat in the car. She's like, ah. threw a tantrum, like, and she gets out of the car. I get out, come around the car. I tell her to close the door. She closes the door, and I'm like, thank you for waiting. I walk up, open the door. She gets in, she sits down, and I make sure her feet is in, and then close the door. Now, I also like stick up my hand. She puts her hand in my hand, and she sits down in there. I make it a whole show. It's a whole thing. It's a whole experience. When you with me, you get the experience. So she gets in, and then I come around, get in the car, and I'm like, all right, thank you for that. Now let's go. Now the physical movements, this is to reinforce everything that you said. This is after her and I have had the initial conversation about it being a rule, and sometimes physical action have to happen after you have the conversation, and you got to remind her when she tests you. Sometimes it happens before you have the conversation, and you tell her this is my rule, and this is how you have to start all the phases, is because she didn't believe you, or she doesn't like it, or I don't know. So basically, this is how you train your girl. And yes, I said train. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, guy or girl, what have you. You gotta be able to explain in physical terms to people, this is what I want, this is what I will accept, this is how it is. So now, when we got into the car, I was like, see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Oh my gosh, this is so stupid. These are my responses to that during the physical movement portion. This is so stupid. You're right, it is stupid. So next time, why are you making us have to do stupid things by you not following the rule? Huh? Why are you a rule breaker, girl? Again, still be smooth, still be nice. You ain't gotta push. All you have to do is just repeat your stance and don't move. That's it. That's all you gotta do, gents. Oh my gosh, like, we wasted so much time. Exactly. So next time, don't waste our time, baby. Let's go. Now, do you want us to be late every time? Well, no. Okay then. So next time, you know what the rule is. Obviously, you know I'm a gentleman. So let's go. Why don't you get this queenly treatment and sit there and look pretty and let me open your door. Now, that's pretty much what you got to do. So whether you have the conversation before or after, the whole rebuttal and her initial statement phase, all that can happen before these physical things or after these physical things. But sometimes you have to do it before and after. Sometimes you got to bookend it. Because, like I said, they will test you. They will see. Can they get away with it? Sometimes it might happen after years. Sometimes it might happen after months. Especially if you don't remain consistent. She thinks you fell off. Just, this is the rule. So, the physical thing, the only time I've seen it not work after the first few times you do the physical thing is if you're gone for a while. So, like, let's say you have, you're gone for like 3 months and you come back and then she reaches for a door. You're like, oh, no, hold up, girl, nah. What'd you do wrong? She's like, and she gets out of the car. She's like, you're right. I'm sorry. After they've been trained, yes, ladies, I'm talking to the dudes, so I need to talk to them. Don't trip about the train word. After they've been trained, then it's more of like, I'm sorry, that's right, this is the rule, boom. Because she's accepting you giving her good things, all right? So, if you're gone for a while, you might have to retrain her the one time. Now, follow-up is what I do afterward, verbally, just to gauge to see where she's at and to see where she has gone to. So I will say something to the effect of, like, in the situation later that night and be like, see, don't you like it when I open your door? Because that first situation will happen. If we go to multiple places, that means now I'm opening her door for the car, I'm opening her door for buildings or whatever, and she's had to walk through the door like this, all pouty or whatever. Let her pout, it's cool. Just let her do what she do. Because she's really still happy. Because if she wasn't happy, she wouldn't be going with you. She would shut the whole thing down. Just in case you're wondering, gentlemen, how you can tell whether she's cool with it or not. she would be like, take me home. If it was over, then that's how you know. But if she's doing it, but she's just like acting like a bratty little girl, it's cute. Enjoy the cuteness and just let it ride. You're not going to get 100% compliant without the bratty, without the mouth, without the rebuttal, without the retort. Like, it's going to happen, so just let it happen. It's fine. Just know that at that point, you've won. But you winning means you get to give her stuff. Because again, you're the butler here. You're the one opening the door for her. You're the one treating her like a queen. And you're just fighting her to give her something good. So don't trip. Don't feel bad. Oh my gosh, you're such a horrible dude who opens doors for her. You know what I'm saying? Don't trip. So during the night, towards the end of the night, I'll say something to the effect of, see, don't you like it when I open your door? Isn't it great you get to be a queen? You get to be treated like royalty? It's nice, right? She'd be like, whatever, like, it's just your rule. So she might be like that in the beginning. She might roll her eyes. She might be like, whatever. 2 weeks from that moment, 2 to 3 weeks, I'll ask again. Be like, so, how do you feel about me opening your door? At that point, usually in 2 to 3 weeks, at that point, she usually likes it. She usually says something to the effect of like, you know what? Like, I didn't like it at first, and I like it, but I'm not used to it, okay? Just sometimes guys will pretend to be gentlemen, and that's not really who they are. And she breaks down all the reasons that was preventing her from enjoying it. But if you've remained consistent for 2 weeks or so, and you've been you, she's gonna start to like it. She's gonna be like, well, yeah, then I kind of realized, like, you're right. Like, why am I stopping you from, like, opening my door? I actually kind of like it. They start to like it. 100%. 100%. Has this been successful? And when I say successful, I mean exes have told me. Because, like, let's say, because I'm friends with a lot of my exes. And so they'll roll up later, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's up? Boom, boom, boom. We see each other in person, and I open the door, and she walks through, and she's like, oh, my gosh, I missed that. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I require that of every man I'm with from now on. Like, I know in the beginning I didn't like, but it's a thing. After you, I've gone through, and nobody opens doors. What the hell is wrong with men? You have just switched her whole game up. She has now experienced life with you doing it and life without you doing it. Even with your own lady, let's say it's not an ex, when you're gone, or if she's at work, or she's in the grocery store and she sees men walking around not opening doors, and she feels the difference. Because again, gentlemen, it makes you different being a gentleman. It separates you from the pack. It gives you something of a higher level way of operating, where you're a higher level person and she gets higher level treatment. She starts to feel the truth of, wow, I'm treated like a queen when I'm with him, treated like royalty when I'm with him, but when I'm not with him, I don't feel that. Which will lock her into you. And yes, ladies, we is controlling you. This is a control tactic. It's not like a control tactic. I'm just playing around. But really, it's just basic benefits package. This is the benefits package that you get when you get with me. If you ain't with me, then hey, you out in these worlds and these streets with these random fools that don't open doors. So it has nothing to do with control. It's just cause and effect. It's just, this is what happens when you're in these situations versus when you're not. It's not you controlling. It's you just being dope. Anybody around you is going to feel the dopeness. That's all, gentlemen. And I know it's a lot of work. But just to go over it really quick, you say that it's a rule in the beginning, she will stop it in some way. Either physically stop it or verbally have some kind of an issue with it or have a look on her face. You respond with the first phase of, girl, I'm doing this because I'm a man, you a woman, it's the rules, it's how it goes. I open doors for women I don't even like because they're women. That's how the game go. She responds with, oh, but that's not, necessary. I can open my own door. You make me feel like I can't open it. Huh? What kind of sense does that make? Duh, girl, I know you can open your door. I didn't think all of a sudden you forgot how to use your hands. That's not the point. It's not about me trying to control you or be over you in any way. It's just me giving you higher level stuff because I'm a gentleman. Why would you not want higher level treatment? Queen Elizabeth never opened her own doors, that whole thing, say that and be like, so that's it. Nothing bad. Well, no, I'm not gonna, no, you can't open my door, let's just leave. No, all right. If you don't let me open this door, then I guess we're not going anywhere. What do you mean? Yeah, we're not going nowhere. It's the rule. The rule's the rule. We don't break rules. Come on. Get out of the car. Come on, let's try this again. Fine. Gets in the car. All right, see? That wasn't so bad, was it? Let's go. Go to the place. Throughout the day. You like it? I guess, like, whatever. It's just your stupid rule. 2 weeks later. So, how is it me opening your door? Like, I guess, like, I kind of like it. Just, I do kind of like it. I have to admit, I like it. Now, I know it's a lot of work, gentlemen. It is. But it's worth it. Because it endears her to you. It lets her know that you're a higher level dude and she gets higher level treatment. Because now you're in the game. Now you're in this. It's different than when you first got her. Because acquisition is elementary. Retention is hard. Now that's the end of today's lesson. And the lesson is mostly free but pay to fee with a thumb either up or down. Let a brother know whether you love it or hate it. Now we are a new channel here, so subscribe. You should subscribe. Where else you gonna learn exactly how to open a door for a woman and how to get her to be cool with that? Who else is breaking this down for you? Nobody. Nobody. Tell everybody else to subscribe. Tell everybody. Now, since you don't get these lessons anywhere else, you know you want to come back here, okay? Come back, click on another video, get more of this learning. Until next time, deuce deuce.